I feel very, very honored. I really do, because castelling is such a uniquely Catalonian pastime that it's wonderful to have written about it, and I feel very gratified that my efforts have met with approval. I began reading about Castells in Villafranca at the launching of my book. We had 2 Castells raised, and I found it just fascinating, really. Understanding that it was a real part of the culture here, and all I could do, once I had my story line, all I could do was look at what makes the culture. What are the different parts, the units that meld to be a Catalonian culture? And you start with the food and the grapes and the wine and the Catholic religion and wars, and then the castelling was particularly interesting because it was something that started a long time ago, and families could pass it down generation to generation. Somebody's father had taken part in a castle, you know, and things like that. And also there's an element of danger, you know. It's a risky thing to be up on top.
I guess it is.
And an element of community, because you're really depending on the person you're standing on, and someone is depending on you, standing on your shoulders. I wish I were young enough to, I really mean it, I wish I could try something like that. And yet it's an athletic event. You need balance, and you need some muscles. And it's just a fascinating, the whole concept fascinated me. You know. When I came here, Michael, my son, and I would try to grab a day or something and run up to a vineyard, spend some time at the vineyard, taste the wine, talk to the winemaker, just for our own pleasure, you know. And gradually I began to understand that there would be a really interesting story to be done about wine and winemaking, and about the kind of mystical transformation that takes place. You know, you start out with the grape and then grape juice, and then nature changes it into this marvelous material, and how that came to be and the history, and it began to fascinate me. And so I began to talk to people with the book in the back of my mind, you know, and it just grew that way. It always takes me a long time. It takes me about a year to get everything, you know, that I need. And but in this case, it was a tremendous pleasure, because, you know, there's a cliche in the United States. We say when someone does something that's truly pleasurable, they say, it's hard work, but somebody has to do it, you know. and this was wonderful work and a real pleasant thing to do. So it was a special thrill when we met at the launching of the book, to see the castellers climbing and practicing their art. And I'm so grateful to them and to you. And I'm very grateful for this award. And I thank you very, very much.
That's an honor.
Thank you.